Hi everyone. Do you know where I am today? I'll show you, but I'm going to warn you, it's a little messy. The custodians already came in to take the rugs to clean them, so everything is moved around. There's stuff everywhere. But hopefully you recognize this place. It feels weird to be back. I have to start cleaning up and organizing things, so that's why I'm here. But I did want to do our measurement lesson very quickly. I'll keep it short today. Now, one reason I wanted to do it in here is because I have our actual wooden rulers, which I've missed. And when you look at them, you'll see that there are numbers on top. Then you flip it over, and there's numbers on the other side too. So, this one says inch. That means all the numbers on the top are our inches. On the bottom, or now I flipped it so it's on the top, it says cm. A cm, it's right here. Cm means centimeters. I'm going to write that on the board. Cm means centimeters. I want you to try to say that word. Let's make sure you can see it. It's a little bit of a glare. Centimeters. And centimeters are used in what's called the metric system. Actually, most of the world uses the metric system. We are one of the few who use an older imperial system of measurement, where things are measured in inches, like we've been talking about, in feet, in yards, in pounds. The metric system uses units such as meters, and grams, and then they just add on prefixes like kilo, milli, centi, and it's a much more organized system, and most people prefer it because it's a base 10 system. That means everything can be converted just by thinking about your tens. It's much easier, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about how to convert between inches and feet, how to convert between centimeters and kilometers and meters and so on. So we'll get into that tomorrow. Right now, I just want to show you more about the centimeter. And one thing that confuses a lot of people is that some rulers say centimeter and others, like this one, don't say centimeter, they say mm. But if you look at them, they're the same, right? The numbers line up. So why is that? Here, I gotta zero it out. Well, that's because the mm is also part of the metric system. It stands for millimeters. Let me write that out, and then I'll tell you why they're both used on the ruler. So millimeters. You see, I keep moving the computer. Okay, millimeters. Now, the millimeters are actually the teeny tiny lines, whereas the centimeters are where the numbers are. So on this ruler, you would say 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. But if you're just looking at these teeny tiny lines, those are the milliliters. So let's say you were measuring something really, really small, and it only went to, let's say right here in the middle, that would be 5 milliliters, right? That's 5 lines. And they're very hard to count when they're that small. So millimeters are very tiny, and there are 10 millimeters in every centimeter. So if you counted each of these lines, there would be 10 before you get to 1 centimeter. Then another 10, and another 10, and another 10, and so on. So I want to share my screen so we can look at it a little bigger. Here we go. Oh, not that. Here. Okay, so I made kind of a makeshift ruler. It says cm. What does cm stand for? Centimeters. So I have 0, right? We always start at the 0. And I have 1 centimeter and 2 centimeters. And then let's count the boxes between 0 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so there's 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. Let me get a different color for my millimeters. I'll put mm. Oh, it's hard to write with this. Okay, so let's say I was measuring something and it went to here. Okay, it's less than 1 centimeter. How many millimeters would that be? We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that green dot is at 6 millimeters. I'm not going to write centimeters because I'm counting the small parts. Okay, let's try another one. What about if I put the mark here in yellow? How many millimeters would that be? Well, I know there's 10 in the first centimeter, so I can start by counting from 10. We have 10, 11, 12. That yellow dot is at 12 millimeters. But I could write this a different way. If I wanted to write it in centimeters, I could also say it's 1, right? It's 1 centimeter plus 2 millimeters. So 1.2 centimeters. If you want to think about this in fractions, this yellow part here, didn't mean to do that. This yellow part here is 2/10 of a centimeter. There's 10 millimeters in a centimeter. Well, this is just 2/10. And when we use decimals, that would be exactly how we would read it, 1 2/10 of a centimeter. So you can say 1 2/10 or just 1.2, but there are 2 different ways to write it, either in millimeters or centimeters. And actually, let's go back to that green dot. You could write that in centimeters too, even though it's less than a centimeter. You would just say that we had 0 centimeters and 6/10 of a centimeter. So these are equal, 6 millimeters or 6/10 of a centimeter. Same with down here. 12 millimeters is the same thing as 1 2/10 of a centimeter. I will do one more. This time I'll use orange. And I'm going to put the mark here. Okay, first let's write it in millimeters. How many millimeters would that be? Remember, if you start here, you can count from 10, because we know there were 10 millimeters between 0 and 1. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 19 millimeters. You may have also thought, well, there's 10 millimeters here, and 10 more, that's 20. And then you go back 1. All right, 20 minus 1 is 19 millimeters. Now let's try writing it in centimeters. Okay, well, we're not quite at the 2, so we have to start with 1. Then I'll put my decimal, and you can count how many millimeters are between 1 and our mark. And that would be 9. So 1.9 or 1 9/10 of a centimeter. All right. So let's go ahead to our ruler game. Remember, this is rulergame.net. We've been playing on the inch ruler game. Today we are going to play on the metric ruler game. Remember, centimeters and millimeters are part of the metric system. And you don't really need to do anything with the settings because everything's in units of 10 with the metric system. It's not like with inches where we had to choose between fourths and eighths or halves or sixteenths. It's much more confusing with inches. So you can see these numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are centimeters. And all the little lines are millimeters. So let's play. It says 2.2 centimeters. So we're talking about centimeters. I'm going to start at the 2, and then I can go ahead to millimeters right there. 34 millimeters. So that means I'm only counting the small lines. Now that's a big number, so I'm going to count by tens. So I have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 2 millimeters. Those are the small units all the way down there. 4/10 of a centimeter. Okay, it's less than 1. I'm going to put it right here. So that's the same thing as 4 millimeters. 2.1 centimeters, or you could say 2 1/10 of a centimeter. So I'll start at 2 and then jump ahead just 1 millimeter. This will be the last one I do. 14 millimeters. Okay, I'm counting the small marks. So I'll jump ahead 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, you'll have a chance to practice this today. Let me get out of there. So yeah, that will be your first assignment, is practicing on rulergame.net with our centimeters and millimeters. And then once you've had a chance to practice that, I want you to take a ruler or measuring tape or a tape measure, whatever you have at home, and measure 6 things around your home. Okay, so you could measure a marker, and whatever you're measuring, it's your choice if you want to do it in inches. This is like exactly 5 inches. Or you could tell me the length in millimeters or centimeters. This is about 13 centimeters. Okay, so you're gonna pick 6 things. You can measure in inches, centimeters, or millimeters. And in your journal, you'll just write it down. So I just measured a marker. I would write marker. I'll do number 1, marker. And it was 5 inches. I'm gonna do IN and a dot. Now I could have also said it was 13 centimeters. Let me measure something else in centimeters and I'll write it on the board. I'm gonna measure this timer in centimeters. Ooh, it's about 9 centimeters. It's so close. If I wanted to be really accurate, I could put 8.8 centimeters, or I could round up to 9. Say timer. You don't have to do the dots. Okay. I could have also said 88 millimeters, right? So it's up to you, and it might also just depend what kind of ruler you have. It may not have centimeters on it, so you would just use inches. And yeah, that's it. You're gonna do 1 through 6. So pick 6 items, write them in your journal, and you will take a picture of your journal and upload it for me on Measurement in the Home. If you don't have a ruler, you can pick a non-standard form of measurement. Maybe you can put some Legos together and tell me how long something is in the Legos. Or you could have paper clips and measure something with paper clips. Right, so I could, if I was measuring this, I would say, oh, it's 2 paper clips long. Just find something where all your units are the same size. And so if you don't have a ruler, you can do that. It could be paper clips, it could be Legos, it could be Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are about 1 inch actually. So find something, measure 1 through 6 in your journal, take a picture. That's your 1 assignment for today. Though I do want you to go on to rulergame.net and practice with your centimeters and millimeters. Okay, I'm gonna get to work here and we'll go over some more conversions tomorrow. Yeah, hang in there. And oh yeah, our Zoom is on Friday. So I really hope to see you then. It will be our last Zoom at 10 a.m. and we'll try to make it fun. So I'll see you then. Bye everyone.